Mr. Speaker, a point of order.
It was a different time. Former Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland presenting the proposed capital gains tax to the House of Commons, a measure they say was intended to increase government revenue.
Our government is taking action to improve tax fairness for all Canadians.
It upped the rate people would pay on any capital gain on the sale of things like stocks or real estate. The Canada Revenue Agency began collecting the tax as soon as the legislation was tabled last June. But with Parliament prorogued, the legislation to implement the tax change died. And with a looming election, many say the legislation will likely never be passed. Yet, the CRA continues to collect the tax.
It almost certainly isn't going to get passed eventually. So in this case, the CRA should just read the room.
Now, Retta Cobb, who we just heard from there, says the elevated capital gains tax is likely driving investment out of Canada. We also heard from doctors and business owners who say it's preventing them from expanding their businesses or practices and ultimately growing the economy. CBC News reached out to the Department of Finance to see whether they could stop collecting, and they said, Parliamentary Convention dictates that taxation proposals are effective as soon as the government tables a notice. This approach provides consistency and fairness in the treatment of all taxpayers, meaning they essentially would need the government to tell them to stop collecting it.
The idea of having the CRA applying a tax, which the government never got passed, nobody voted for, and the chance of getting it passed or voted for is slim to none. It just makes it a heck of a lot of confusion, and we're going to have instances where businesses are going to have to apply, pay for the tax, and then most likely go back and get reassessed and get their money refunded months and months later.
Parliament will be prorogued until March 24th. The Liberal Party just announced that they will elect their next leader on March 9th. Rob Easton, CBC News, Vancouver.